I'm going to show you a few of the issues I ran into while using Lucidchart's Floorplan shape library. This shape library is intended to be used for homes and office spaces, and yet I ran into a few problems. I'm making this to alert the Lucid software product team of some of the struggles I ran into. In this example, I'm trying to use Lucidchart to make a site plan for some changes I want to make to my property. In this example, I've got a very long fence line along the south side of my house, and I'm trying to I'm trying to extend it here to match the length of my property line. And the struggle I have, as you can see, is if I want to change the width of the line or the length of the property line, I've got to go down and grab this bottom edge handle and drag it up. And as I do that, I can no longer see the size of the property up at the top of the screen. So I'm trying to make those adjustments and it just can't happen. It's too small for it to be legible. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to try to highlight everything. I'm going to make the fonts larger so that it's easily legible. And I'm going to try to make those changes once again. So now it's I'm trying to get it to exactly 195 feet. All right, so I'm dragging. It's a pretty finicky little handle to try to grab. You can see the circle appearing whenever I am pushing the mouse button down. So I've got it highlighted. I'm trying to make that adjustment. It still hasn't taken. Still trying to make it. All right, I'm going to let go and I'll try once again. All right, I'm going to zoom in. And as you can see, I lost that size of the handle. All right, so here I am. And now I'm dealing with the bottom edge. So now I'm going to work with the bottom edge and around we go. And I never quite get this exactly to the 195 feet.
When you add a room to the canvas, you'll notice that you can't drag it into where you want. The only place you can drag it, as much as I'm trying, is the upper left corner of the canvas. And as it does that, if auto paginate is on, it will automatically add that second page. And so I have to explicitly select all four walls and then drag it into the location where I intended it. It should really be able to be drag and drop like every other Lucid chart shape into the position where you want it, not be stuck in that upper left-hand corner of the canvas.
When you do have all four walls selected in this structure, notice that you can't see the dimensions as you resize it, that those handles exactly overlap where the dimensions of the wall appear. All right, now you can see I have the majority of things laid out and I want to just move them to the right. So I've done a select all, and despite everything being on one layer, no lock shapes, the select all leaves behind a bunch of stuff. And you can see in the middle there towards the front, like it's skewing all sorts of lines. Now there's like that diagonal line. And so I'm going to go back. I'm going to try it again. Select all. Nope, no good there. Even doing sort of the mouse all over the place, select all type of solution doesn't result in getting all of the shapes. I have to sort of make sure I explicitly select the ones that aren't getting included in order to move them. Let's say I want to make this whole rectangle a group. I'm tired of dealing with them as four walls and I want to make it a group. So I'm going to have made it a group, and now I should be able to, what I'd really like to do is be able to resize this. Nope. Wait, what? So when you make it a group, when you say a room is a collection of four walls, you can no longer make any edits to it. I actually have to go through and ungroup it, and now I can go back to dealing with this. So the problem with this is if you do have four walls and you say, well, wouldn't it be nice if I could deal with them all together? You get weird stuff. So you can't, this doesn't work consistently. If you grab corners, they don't work. What you really want is to be able to make this grow in aspect ratio by dragging, but it's frozen. And when you do get it to grab, you end up with skewed shapes like that. And that is definitely not what I wanted. What I want to do is maintain that aspect ratio. And again, I can't do it consistently, but when I do get anything to work there, when all four walls are selected, it is not what I want. Let me show you a couple things I do love. One of the things I do love is the scale tool down here as part of this settings. This is fantastic. So I was I really want to get this onto one portrait-sized letter page, and so I can use this tool to change the dimensions very quickly. So I can say 1 inch equals 30 feet if I want to make it smaller, 1 inch equals 10 feet if I want to make it bigger, but that pushes me onto multiple pages. So love that. That is just spot on, brilliant. What another great tool, I just wish there was more variety around it, is this measurement tool. So I have these required setbacks here. If I want to put in a structure, I can only have to have a minimum of 8 feet along this side, or can't put a structure within 20 feet of the back fence line, or etc. So I do love this. I just wish didn't have to add a whole bunch of rulers all over this diagram showing all those required setbacks. It would be nicer if you did something um, just subtle here, like what you can see this screenshot that I took from the city, which can show dimensions just like this to show those setbacks without having to get into this whole black and white ruler system. The last thing that would be really nice is a non-wall uh, measured feature. And so I can have walls, but there's no such thing as a fence or anything else. And so what I really do wish is this is just a fence here. I wish I could drop in a fence. It's not a wall. I don't want it to combine with the 52 feet of this basketball court and make a combined wall. It's really just a fence that will sit there. But as it stands today, you can't measure traditional Lucidchart lines, and that would be a really nice to have feature. Since Lucid Software has so much of an obsession with Star Wars, I thought I'd bring a Star Wars theme to my recommendations. For starters, I think that we should have a shape properties option so you could explicitly size objects rather than having to drag them. Snapping to major increments like feet versus inches would be really helpful. So I'd just be able to drag it and see exactly how many feet. Rooms get distorted too easily. Dragging and dropping shapes should be able to drop all the way to the canvas and not to the upper left-hand corner. You should be able to treat rooms as a group, not a collection of 4 walls. And when grouped, you should maintain the aspect ratio as you resize them. There should additionally be non-wall objects like fences that have measured lengths. Love the measurement tool, I just wish there was a more subtle ruler. And lastly, we need more exterior shapes. There's a toilet paper shape, but there's no tree or other exterior objects. A few more things would really help with site plans. Here's to hoping we see some additional improvements to the floor plan shape library. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.